Good morning, children. Today we are going to study a very beautiful poem for Annie Gregory, composed by William Butler Yeats. The topic of ideal beauty and the influence it has upon individuals is the subject of William Butler Yeats' poem for Annie Gregory. The poem expresses the speaker's adoration for Annie Gregory, and he explains to Annie the difference between inner beauty and the external beauty. The poem emphasizes the notion that individuals are captivated to outer beauty and are prepared to alter their own characteristics in order to be liked by a person whom they are attracted to. The poem also addresses issues of love being superficial. W.B. Yeats has tried to touch a very important topic through this poem. He says that it is almost impossible to find a person in your life who loves you truly. By saying truly, he means the one who loves you for your qualities and not for your looks. He says that only God loves us for what we are from inside. The poem is basically a conversation between the poet Yeats and a young girl named Annie Gregory. The poet tells her that if she finds a young boy who becomes sad because of her rejection, it doesn't mean that he was a true lover. He could have been in love with her because of her beautiful yellow hair. This means that the boy might be in love with her because of her attractive, beautiful looks. He says that a true lover will be the one who will love her for her inner qualities and not her looks. To this, Annie says that she will change her looks by dyeing her hair into some other color. She will become less attractive and then maybe she will find a true love for herself. So at last he explains to her that the previous night he had heard some religious man saying that only God loves us for what we are. This means that God never loves us for our looks but for our inner beauty. So now children, we are going to study the poem for Annie Gregory. Never shall a young man thrown into despair by those great honey-colored ramparts at your ear love you for yourself alone and not your yellow hair. First of all, please write the meanings. Despair. Despair means sadness. And ramparts means the high side walls around a castle or fort, for example, the ramparts of the Red Fort. Now the poem. This poem is a conversation between the poet and a girl named Annie Gregory. The poet says that to the girl that a young man can become hopeless if you will reject him, but this doesn't mean that he had true love for you in his heart. It is because you have beautiful hair with which he had fallen in love. The girl has very beautiful hair. They fall on her ears and seemingly protect them just like a boundary wall protects the fort. So, here the poet is pointing out at the reality which many people face during their youth, that they are liked by the opposite gender not because of their inner beauty but because of their appearance. Now children, please note down the literary devices that have been used in the poem. In the first stanza, there is the rhyme scheme of the stanza is A B C B D B. I repeat, A B C B D B. And the figure of speech is metaphor. Metaphor. Honey-colored ramparts at your ear. Annie's hair is compared to the ramparts of a fort. Now, second stanza. But I can get a hair dye. and set such color there, brown or black or carrot, that young men in despair may love me for myself alone and not my yellow hair. And it replies that she has a nice solution to this problem. She can dye her hair and change the color into black, brown or carrot. As this will no longer make her look less attractive. Then maybe she will find the young man who will love her inner beauty and not her appearance. Now, the literary devices. First is alliteration. I have already told you, alliteration is repetition of consonant sound. So here S sound has been repeated at the start of two consecutive words. Set, such. Now moving on to next stanza. I heard an old religious man by yesternight declare that he had found a text to prove that only God, my dear, could love you for yourself alone and not your yellow hair. So yesternight means the previous night. The poet says that after hearing Anne Gregory, the poet says that he had heard an old religious man says that he could prove a fact with the text that he had found in some religious book. The fact was that it is only God who loves us for what we are and not what we look, how we look. He loves us for our inner qualities. Only God can do this, not the human beings. Now, literary devices that have been used here. First is anaphora. I repeat, anaphora. ANAPHORA. It is, repeated use of a word at the beginning of two lines. It is in the line that he dash dash dash, that only God. And next figure of a speech is alliteration. 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 It is in the line he had, comma, your yellow. He had, and in the line, in the words, your yellow. Thank you, children. I hope you have understood the poem very well. Have a nice day. Please like, subscribe my channel and share the video.